Hey guys, today I'm here with my good friend Amy Landolt. She owns Northshore Acupuncture Center. Hey Amy, thanks for having us here today. If you guys listened, Amy was episode number 5 on Getting Zen with Gen Z, my podcast. We talked all about acupuncture, cupping, and your primary focus, which is sleep therapy. So today we're going to take a little tour of Amy's center, and you're going to get to see some acupuncture and cupping services done on me so you guys can understand kind of a little bit more of what she does. And you can also listen to our episode 5 of the podcast, and the link below. And what is your website that people can go to? We'll have that in the description too, just to learn more about your services.
Sure, it's NorthshoreAcupunctureCenter.com, and it'll be in the description, but people often spell acupuncture wrong. It's just ACU. So we already had a short intake. I'll be checking her pulse and her tongue, which actually helps me diagnose things in Chinese medicine. So if you think about in China, the doctors actually couldn't touch women beyond their kimono sleeve. So if she came in and she had like a stomach pain, I'd have to be able to figure it out from her pulse. So that's where the focus on the pulse and the tongue come from, because those give us good clues. So we'll be doing that, and then we'll be doing some acupuncture and some cupping, just because we know Jen works hard and it's good for her recovery for her. So as I mentioned, we're checking the pulse, not like in Western medicine where you're checking to see what the rate is, but I'm actually checking it at 3 different levels and at 3 different positions.
So what do you kind of look for?
So we do look at how fast or slow the pulse is, how deep it is, so how far I have to press in.
Okay.
And so a lot of times, like when someone is fighting off a cold, you can feel their pulse just by lightly resting your fingers.
Right.
So I think you actually are doing fairly well with fighting that off.
Excellent. Like I said, I used a lot of holistic remedies to kind of help.
And so
I felt it coming.
There's different qualities of pulse that you can feel once you've felt hundreds of people's pulses. So some people feel like a thin wire, like a piano wire. Some feel like just a thread, so not as strong and taut as a wire. Some feel, the way we describe it in Chinese medicine, it feels like a little pearl is sliding down. Some feel very full and strong. And so I'm looking for that sensation. And actually with that, you can diagnose whether someone's pregnant or not. And also by
not
you're not pregnant, and whether they're having a boy or a girl. And with the tongue, I'm just looking for the color, if it's red, which would indicate heat, or pale, whether it's swollen or not. A lot of people, you'll see their tongue is swollen and they have teeth marks because it's so swollen. Yours was not. And whether there's a coating on your tongue or not. Yours did not have a coating. But if there's a coating, is it moist? Is it dry? What color is it? Because that gives me hints for what the root cause might be from a Chinese medicine as well.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm going to be putting in a few needles.
Excellent. And I know I've had this done before, and the needles really do not hurt. They are not painful, but I always do get a little warm with the anticipation of them going in.
So in the United States, when you're getting acupuncture done, all the needles that are used are single use. So no needles are used over again. They're disposed of. And so if you're ever somewhere and you're not seeing that happen, you should definitely be asking questions. Breathe in and out. So this one we're doing for your immune system. It's also a great point just for the digestion as a whole.
I felt that one. So it's an interesting little, like I said, it's not very painful, the needle going in. There's just a little twinge, and then it's totally relaxing. And so once you insert them, you kind of turn them a little bit, right, to kind of get it into that spot.
All of my clients call it the twist. They hate the twist.
The twist. Sometimes the twist is fine. Other times. But it just is a very brief moment.
And in Chinese medicine, we call that getting the da qi. So it can be important to get the da qi to activate the point.
All right.
So we'll have these in for about 20 to 25 minutes.
Great. Oh, that
Time
was
to
so
relax.
nice. Yes.
Turn on the lights.
So relaxing. The last one.
So we are doing some cupping, and I do what's called fire cupping, which means the fire is really just used to pull the oxygen out of the cup and create the vacuum. I wanted to do this because you mentioned that you've been battling a bit of a cold, and so this actually can help with upper respiratory issues.
Excellent.
But it also is really good because I know you work out hard and sometimes have some tightness in your upper back, so it also can help just break up that tightness and pull some of the lactic acid out.
Absolutely. I love coming to you for my recovery just because, especially with jujitsu and my shoulder issues and my scoliosis and my back, I definitely feel it helps. Just helps with the healing process.
Great. Is it okay if I used one of the heart-shaped cups today?
Oh, for sure.
So these are the more traditional cups, but we have some fun heart-shaped cups. Cupping is contraindicated just for certain things. Like if she were intoxicated, I wouldn't be doing cupping on her. When you're pregnant, you don't do cupping over the belly or even lower back. You also don't do cupping on any open sores or any orifices. So it's usually pretty much common sense.
This is great. I love how it feels. I mean, it's super relaxing, but you can just feel that suction. It's cool.
And it does leave marks, so Jen is aware of that. Usually I talk to clients first to make sure they don't have any photo shoots, like swimsuit modeling coming up. A lot of times you'll see the marks, Gwyneth Paltrow, a lot of celebrities get cupping. Michael Phelps is what a lot of people saw. For recovery, what it's doing is helping bringing blood flow to the area, just like a massage.
Mm-hmm.
And your blood has everything in it that you need to recover or to heal. So this is also good for like lower back pain. If you had a pain in the scapula area, a lot of people do that, or shoulder pain, we might do cupping for that as well. There's other options. There's sliding cupping as well that I do. So this one, I had some oil along beside it. I probably need to add a little more coconut oil. And so with sliding cupping, you just attach the cup and then you slide in an area. And you can see here there's a little bit of color already. So when you slide the area this way, sometimes it can end up looking like a rug burn, like I was dragging Jen around on the carpeting while she was here.
It would just be like some mat burn. I'm used to it.
So this is my favorite. I love the way this feels.
This feels great. I mean, it feels like a massage.
Yeah. So not a lot of color. You can see a little bit here.
What does that usually tell you if there's a lot of color?
Sometimes it means that you need a little bit more blood flow there, or in Chinese medicine, we're looking to clear heat on your back. Sometimes I know there's like more bright red dots, so that's heat that's coming out. This is just increased blood flow. That one's a little more purple. These probably will go away in a day or two.
I know usually I feel like they don't last as long.
And then I
by
have
the time
some
I get
people
home.
that they actually last for weeks. So part of it depends on how good your circulation is, and
Right.
your circulation's pretty good.
Yeah. Amy, thank you so much again for the fabulous treatment. I feel so much better already. I come to see Amy every month just to keep my recovery going and all my rest and relaxation. So I want to thank you. I really do appreciate
It's
it.
always wonderful having you here.
And you guys remember, check out the episode link below for the podcast Getting Zen with Gen Z for our episode number 5. Amy talks about all the acupuncture, cupping, sleep therapies, everything that she does. So you definitely want to check out all her info and her world. You'll see her website below in the description. And thank you once again so much for taking the time.
Great to see you.
Thanks.